He was a youngish man and had come from the other side of the country, a tiresome journey. He had taken a vow not to marry till he had found the meaning and purpose of life. Determined and aggressive, he worked in some office from which he had taken leave for a certain period to try to find the answer to his search. He had a busy and argumentative mind and was so taken up with his own and other people's answers that he would hardly listen. His words could not come fast enough, and he quoted endlessly what the philosophers and teachers had said concerning the purpose of life. He was tormented and deeply anxious. Without knowing the purpose of life, my very existence has no meaning, and all my action is destructive. I earn a livelihood just to carry on. I suffer, and death awaits me. This is the way of life, but what is the purpose of it all? I do not know. I have been to the learned and to the various gurus. Some say one thing, some another. What do you say? Are you asking in order to compare what is said here and what has been said elsewhere? Yes, then I can choose, and my choice will depend on what I consider to be true. Do you think that the understanding of what is true is a matter of personal opinion and dependent on choice? Through choice will you discover what is true. How else can one find the real if not through discrimination, through choice? I shall listen to you very carefully, and if what you say appeals to me, I shall reject what the others have said and pattern my life after the goal you have set. I am most earnest in my desire to find out what is the true purpose of life. Sir, before you go any further, is it not important to ask yourself if you are capable of seeking out the truth? This is suggested with respect and not in a derogatory spirit. Is truth a matter of opinion, of pleasure, of gratification? You say that you will accept what appeals to you, which means that you are not interested in truth, but are after that which you find most gratifying. You are prepared to go through pain, through compulsion, in order to gain that which in the end is pleasurable. You are seeking pleasure, not truth. Truth must be something beyond like and dislike, must it not? Humility must be the beginning of all search. That is why I have come to you, sir. I am really seeking. I look to the teachers to tell me what is true, and I shall follow them in humble and contrite spirit. To follow is to deny humility. You follow because you desire to succeed, to gain an end. An ambitious man, however subtle and hidden his ambition, is never humble. To pursue authority and set it up as a guide is to destroy insight, understanding. The pursuit of an ideal prevents humility. For the ideal is the glorification of the self, the ego. How can he who in different ways gives importance to the me ever be humble? Without humility, reality can never be. But my whole concern in coming here is to find out what is the true purpose of life. If one may be permitted to say, sir, you are just caught up in an idea and it is becoming a fixation. This is something of which one has to be constantly watchful. Wanting to know the true purpose of life, you have read many philosophers and sought out many teachers. Some say this, some say that, and you want to know the truth. Now, do you want to know the truth of what they say, or the truth of your own inquiry? When you ask a straight question like that, I feel rather hesitant in my reply. There are people who have studied and experienced more than I ever can, and it would be absurd conceit on my part to discard what they say, which may help me to uncover the significance of life. But each one speaks according to his own experience and understanding, and they sometimes contradict each other. The Marxists say one thing and the religious people say something quite different. Please, sir, please help me to find the truth in all this. To see the false as the false and the truth in the false, and the true as the true is not easy. To perceive clearly, there must be freedom from desire, which twists and conditions the mind. You are so eager to find the true significance of life that your very eagerness becomes a hindrance to the understanding of your own inquiry. You want to know the truth of what you have read and of what your teachers have said, do you not? Yes, most definitely. Then you must be able to find out for yourself what is true in all these statements. Your mind must be capable of direct perception. If it is not, it will be lost in the jungle of ideas, opinions, and beliefs. If your mind has not the capacity to see what is true, you will be like a driven leaf. So what is important is not the conclusions and assertions of others, whoever they be, but for you to have insight into what is true. Is this not most essential? I think it is. But how am I going to have this gift? Understanding is not a gift reserved for the few, but it comes to those who are earnest in their self-knowledge. Comparison does not bring about understanding. Comparison is another form of distraction, as judgment is evasion. For the truth to be, the mind must be without comparison, without evaluation. When the mind is comparing, evaluating, it is not quiet, it is occupied. An occupied mind is incapable of clear and simple perception. Does it mean then, sir, that I must strip myself of all the values that I have built up, the knowledge that I have gathered? Must not the mind be free to discover? Does knowledge, information, the conclusions and experiences of oneself and others, this vast accumulated burden of memory, bring freedom? Is there freedom as long as there is the censor who is judging, condemning, comparing? The mind is never quiet if it is always acquiring and calculating. And must not the mind be still for truth to be? I see that, but aren't you asking too much of a simple and ignorant mind like mine? Are you simple and ignorant? If you really were, it would be a great delight to begin with true inquiry. But unfortunately, you are not. Wisdom and truth come to a man who truly says, I am ignorant, I do not know. The simple, the innocent, not those who are burdened with knowledge, will see the light, for they are humble. I want only one thing, to know the true purpose of life, and you shower me with these things that are beyond me. Can you not please tell me in simple words, what is the true significance of life? Sir, you must begin very near to go far. You want the immense without seeing what is close by. You want to know the significance of life. Life has no beginning and no end. It is both death and life. It is the green leaf and the withered leaf that is driven by the wind. It is love and its immeasurable beauty, the sorrow of solitude and the bliss of aloneness. It cannot be measured, nor can the mind discover it.